Hello, welcome to another mod spotlight or mod quick look or whatever you want to call it. I haven't fully decided yet, but in this kind of experimental series I'm basically taking a quick dip into various Hearts of Iron 4 mods because I can't play every mod that people want me to play. And one mod that I wanted to have a quick dip into, because it is perhaps well, it's not actually the most cursed mod on the workshop, that would be Moerreich, but Equestria War comes close, and it is possibly one of the most impressive mods on the workshop as well. Looking even just at the loading screen and the presentation alone when you start up, beautiful artwork, though, you know, kind of shaky placement of some of the elements and the menus, though, like this thing not completely like centered or evenly spaced or anything, and this logo slightly cut off by the placement and whatnot. Still though, I'm already incredibly impressed. They've changed some of the names or the words used to express the options that you have here, so play with friends is multiplayer, play alone, version number and stuff, always nice to see, as well as links to their wiki, their Reddit. Don't know what VK is, but there's no link to a Patreon, which is actually surprising. That's not usually the case. And of course they have custom music playing, which is wonderful as well. But yeah, so, and also another thing that's really cool, new in 1.5, so you can see actually new nations shown immediately on the nation picking screen, which is also incredibly impressive. There's a ton of artwork, a ton of descriptions, a ton of ideas, technology, etc, etc. This mod is mind-blowing, but also incredibly cursed. For example, Stalingrad, communist ponies with heterochromia, as well as a ton of other stuff that you'll see, which is, in my opinion, highly cursed. Let's do random country, which is just no country selected out of those. And let's have a look at the map. So I need to like tell a couple things before we start off here. In terms of my like experience with a mod, I have very little. I've just dipped into it and looked at some of the focus trees and stuff, and that's about it. In terms of this universe, I also have very little experience. I've watched like a season of the show a while back when it just came out, because people were talking about it, and I was like, people were saying, you know, it's ponies and it's stupid, but it's also like kind of good. And I was like, okay, I'll check it out. And to be fair, it was. But eventually I got sick of it, as I often do with a lot of shows, and stopped watching it. So saying that probably makes me no friends on either side of that discussion, but it's the truth. So this map is actually also really detailed and really impressive. You've got a bunch of similarly colored nations here, which I'm guessing has something to do with like confederations or puppet regimes to do, like something to do with that. Let's see, let's jump into Equestria, which is like the main nation, I suppose, with Princess Celestia, Princess of Ponies. Holy shit, older than anyone would dare guess, Princess Celestia is an alicorn, the eldest of the two royal sisters. Also, I did have to ask, like, a friend of mine who watched more of this stuff to, like, explain some of this stuff, because, like, there's not just ponies, there's also changelings, which are, like, strange aliens who are apparently fascists. There's, like, deer. Oh, these guys are Swedish. King Johan. You've got polar bears. You've got griffins. Apparently penguins, King Lolo. So, when I say this is highly cursed, it's not because, you know, I think ponies are dumb or anything like that. It's because this, like, melding of the military and all this other stuff is just very strange, and I don't understand why it exists, but I'm kind of happy that it does, just because it's so impressive and strange. says jump into one of the nations and have a look at the focus trees and the custom tech, because also that is incredibly impressive as well. Apparently my, for a second there, my hotkey for muting my mic while I cleared my throat did not work. I apologize for that. So this is also incredible. When you jump into the mod, you're given a massive pop-up, kind of like Crusader Kings 2 style, of information regarding the nation and the culture you're playing and everything. There's a ton of lore, which I won't read because there's just so much of it, with keywords like important people highlighted. Region is explained. Unique mechanics are explained. So for example, you have the expanded technology plus industry plus equipment mod by Great Experiment has been integrated into this mod. There's custom magical equipment using a resource called crystals in order to actually operate them. There's 5 races, apparently, unspecified with more races. Society, research and development. So there are new categories of development and scientific development. There's there's like so much stuff has been added to this mod. It is insane. Post-war research bonuses. After a country has been defeated in war and a peace conference has ended, the victors will have a chance to receive a one-time 15% research bonus to technologies that the loser had researched, and the victor has not. So Operation Paperclip, that's kind of like when the Americans sort of brought over a bunch of scientists, especially like rocketry scientists and such, from Nazi Germany. Von Braun is a notable example, whose technology was used in programs such as the oh my god, Saturn V rocket, I believe. Basically, you know, the space program post-war. The UI is impressive as well. They've got this nice sort of semi-transparent thing going on here in the background. These colored buttons are from a mod of my own, and so is the state transfer tool here, so don't mind them. They're not actually part of the base mod. Got like unique icons on no divisions in basic training and unassigned divisions, with a saluting pony there. Unique icon for world tension. Let's look at decisions. Ban fascism, ban communism, kind of like in vanilla. Promises of peace. There are unique decisions for developing railroads and stuff. Oh, this the music sort of got a bit loud there. Let's turn it down a little bit. Oh boy, wait, hold on. Is this... I hope this is royalty free, but I don't think it is. So I'm not gonna play it off, or play it here, but they have a custom music mod that's integrated into the mod itself. That's really cool. Let's see, so a bunch of unique air industry and stuff, unique industries that you can develop here, that all have their own like names and such. They might all be like tied into episodes or stuff happening in the show or the world. That I couldn't comment on. In terms of focus trees, once again, unique, with a lot of unique artwork. Quite large and expansive as well. At least on par with, if not better than a lot of vanilla focus trees. Also, there we go, thank you. Ministry of Defense, airfields, and stuff. Like, all this seems very, very vanilla, just with, just vanilla World War II, but with a cutesy bent, I guess, which is why I think it's kind of cursed. Magic nuclear power. Equestrian weapons of mass destruction. Holy shit. Declaration of Self-Determination, the Charter of the Republic. So this is like... Wait, so is this... Wait, what the fuck? That is a Confederate flag. So this is like... wait, there's a Civil War. Yo, there's like an American Civil War mechanic, like in Kaiserreich. I think. which results in various, or which can result in some of these paths here, prevent a vote, or... So this is, I think, the Republican Proposal 1, yeah, so this is like abolishing the monarchy, which is, I guess, represented by Princess Celestia. Oh yeah, you got unique ideologies and stuff as well. Dude, and, like, that nation has its own focus tree. I believe they have 75 plus focus trees. There's one. And you can see they are color-coded, so this is the socialist stuff. So this might be like a very crystal-rich place, I'm guessing? Oh yeah, dude. So you can see the resources, the unique crystal, which I'm guessing replaces an existing resource, or... No, it doesn't seem like it. It's an added resource on top of every other resource in the game. And of course, the Crystal Empire apparently has a shitload of crystals, which I'm guessing are used for the magical weaponry, which is going to make that like a very important place to control. That is really, really cool. Kind of like the Middle East, Texas, and the East Indies in the real world, in Vanilla, and in Kaiserreich, in terms of controlling the rubber and the oil production and stuff. Again, excuse me if I'm clearing my throat a lot, or if I'm like muting in order to clear my throat. It's because I've got this medical thing going on, and my throat isn't quite good at the moment, and or quite where I want it to be. My voice, rather, probably, and that's why. Dude, there's so many, like... Hold on, I'm just gonna click on these tiny nations and look if they have a unique focus tree. No, this one seems to have a generic one. Let's have a look at Grand Duchy of Phoenicia. Some of these names are kind of dumb, but don't think when this world was developed for the TV show, I don't think they had this kind of, you know, fan engagement in mind. That was a unique one there. There's Griffonia. They've got a unique focus tree as well. Deal with Ironclaw. The power of money, a new Imperator and a new Imperator there. Invite the polar bears. There's the socialist one again. It's kind of insane, all this stuff. You got the Dragon Tribe. Queen Ember, don't know who that is. They've got not a unique focus tree, which is kind of strange considering they're smack dab in the middle of everything. Buffalo Chiefdom, he looked kind of... He looked kind of funny. Or she? Chief Thunderhoofs, don't know. They've got a unique focus tree as well, even though they're kind of tiny as well. Let's see, let's have a look at... We look at decisions, let's have a look at the ideologies and the laws and government and stuff. So, in terms of ideology, I see 4 ideologies represented. So you have the Harmony ideology, currently in control in Equestria, which is called Alicorn rule. I'm guessing that's basically like good guys ideology. Then you have, or it's democracy in vanilla, but here it's kind of like the good guys, I suppose, in the TV show. Then you've got the communists, which apparently have 1/4 of the government in Equestria. Wonder where that episode went. And then you got the Holy Sun Reign, which is fascist. And then you got non-aligned. So you got Harmony, Communist, Fascist, and non-aligned. These subjects, the Commonwealth of New Maryland and... Oh, the Crystal Empire is a subject. So you've got similar subject mechanics from the base game. Occupied territories. Okay, so we occupy parts of Staliongrad and the Dragon Tribe. Apparently. What is that? Oh, never mind. I thought it said Stockholm. I was like, what the fuck? Oh, that's Saint. Oh my god, that's Saint Petersburg. That's Stalingrad. Motherfucker. Okay, so research unique artwork here as well. There's a lot of that. Pan-equestrian research. We're all. Well, actually, no. Let's go at this one because that thing right there is over here. So the first stuff you can see that's different. Of course, this symbol, the symbol for how like conscription laws are organized, are different. Volunteer only, disarmination, all that. It's the same stuff, though different icons. Export, same stuff. This is the same except for total mobilization, where instead of a human hand, it is... I'm guessing that's a hoof, though it looks kind of like a pseudopod from a blob or something. And then you've got unique political advisors. Fucking Coco Pommel. And wait, Agent of Smile, is that like SHIELD in this universe? And you got tank designers. Of course, you've got one called Mustang. Oh, you have to. Ship designers. Oh, like Baltimore designs, like in the real world, I suppose. You got aircraft designers. Ultramarine, kind of like the Spitfire company. Well, it is the Spitfire company. Material designers, unique ones here, Philadelphia. Macintosh factory, okay. You've got industrial concerns, Cloudsdale Weather Factory. You've got Manhattan Science Institute, okay. Of course, yep. And military theorists. Nuclear scientist, military theorist, air warfare theorist, and rocket scientist. I like how this character, which is potentially like the most timid and, you know, not destructive character, I suppose, in the show, is the nuclear theorist who is in charge of constructing the most destructive weapons in this world. Chiefs of the Army, unique as well. Navy as well, lacking one though here. Chief of the Air Force, unique as well. Military High Command. Uniform designer, that is a new one. I haven't seen that one before. And Air Combat Academy, haven't seen that before. Though these guys are kind of vanilla in terms of their effects. So, development here. This is new. So, scientific development. You've got developed science base, which is... Okay, so you can basically... You can reduce your scientific development for more political power gain. Or, sorry, no, actually it seems like some nations will be less developed when it comes to science. And then, yeah, there you go. Small science base. And therefore they get more political power as a trade-off. But it's such a way, or it's like that, I think, in order to ensure that some countries do not become, you know, scientifically on par with others, I suppose, quite as easily. To create a sort of asymmetric style of warfare, I suppose, or like actually create asymmetric warfare. In vanilla Hearthstone 4, that stuff is sort of all done by less research slots, but even so, a lot of countries manage to come up to par with each other, regardless of lack of research slots. You've got industrialization as well, tribal, communal. Oh, sorry, yeah, these are various ways in which the society is structured. I kind of reject the idea of like everything leading up to modern society. That's kind of a strange way of framing it, but some of these do give trade-offs. So, yeah, factory bomb vulnerability on these guys. Stability and political power gain on communal. Oh, this is weird. So this seems like So I've heard talk of some of the more questionable features of this mod. I'm guessing this possibly is different for some other nations here, where you can replace quote-unquote race, or is that just a thing that is set up there in such a way that the game can sort of see which race you are, quote-unquote? I don't know. Either way, if that is a thing that actually has a mechanic next to it that allows you to, you know, EU4 culture convert, then that's kind of fucked up. That I actually don't know if that's a thing. I haven't seen anything like it. But I have heard people talk about stuff like that. So in terms of technology then, so we've looked at this thing. Research opportunities. So Equestria 2, Crystal Empires 26. So this is a technology sharing group, kind of like what was added in the, I believe, the Commonwealth, was it? Commonwealth expansion for Outland 4. And then you've got unique icons for all of the equipment. Kind of restructured everything a bit. And you have... Okay, so you've got the unique crystal equipment as well here that you can research. As well as, you know, very old and primitive weapons for the non-industrialized nations. So yeah, you've got crystal and normal equivalents of each weapon. You've got night vision 3 and support weapon stuff that's expanded, so that you've got quite a long time frame for technology, honestly. Much more expanded from vanilla, which is very, very, very impressive. Support companies are the same, except expanded, like we saw for the rest of it. Tanks, the same, I think, except expanded. You got heavy here, and then you got super heavy as well, which is also expanded. So you got sort of a British tank bases here with Centurion and all that, I think. And let's see, artillery, the same, expanded. Very nice to see, actually. I've sort of wished for more stuff to research and such. Doctrine is exactly the same as in vanilla, except they've got background art, which is really, really cool. Naval seems to be exactly the same as vanilla. It hasn't been expanded, though with all the new tech from Man the Guns, it doesn't necessarily need to be. And also, Man the Guns was released recently, and reworking all that takes a long time, I imagine. Aircraft, somewhat expanded. They've added one more layer. Also, unique artwork for them. This is also, you know, just the British artwork for airplanes in the base game. Or the actual, you know, historical British planes. Rather, air doctrine, unchanged, engineering, artwork, really cool. With expanded... Oh, okay, so wait, expanded... yeah, expanded tech and stuff, and they've also got nuclear reactors for naval stuff. We've theorized that our largest and most powerful ships can be given nuclear reactors. Hopefully, with time, we can find a way to make this a reality. That might be a feature they're going to implement at some point in the future with a naval rework there. Larger bombs, I'm guessing. Better rockets here. Industry, expanded as well. Makes sense. And then you've got Pony Technologies. Now this, I'm not quite sure what it is. Earth Pony Agriculture. Weather manipulation, Earth Pony Mining, Alchemy, and... I think that is like paratroopers. And field hospital stuff. You've got magical technology as well. Mage Company Armor. Mage Company Breakthroughs. You've got Mage Companies, apparently. We'll have a look at those as well in a moment. Alright, let's actually have a look at those right now. So, yeah, this is Paratroopers, Pegasi. Let's actually go off the NATO symbols, because there might be unique symbols here. I usually play with NATO symbols, but... Okay, no, there aren't. Well, there are, but none for these. So, on hooves, infantry. 3D models apparently as well. Tanks. And there we go, infantry. See what we have here. Mobile. Mostly the same. Armored, mostly the same. We might have to unlock some of them to see more of them. Still though, that's cool. See if there's anything else we can produce here that I don't, or haven't seen yet. Nope, nope. Nope. Everything here seems to be more or less the same. Construction, the same, with the same options and everything. There's a fuck ton of provinces though. Most of them can only contain one or a couple of factories though, it seems. That's interesting. I'm guessing that's because of how the tech for example, concentrated industry will scale wildly and increase those over time. Because, you know, the tech scale has been expanded, which means that this stuff needs to be expanded as well, otherwise you get like 50 factories in one state. When with this many states, that gets kind of absurd. The terrain is also quite detailed and quite well made. With a bunch of unique cities and everything. And that's the same case here. On the eastern continent of... I don't know the name of it though, but yes, on the eastern continent. And then... Let's see, is there anything else? Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, you got the unique stuff here, the UI. I'm going to unpause. I'm not going to do anything, but I'm just going to unpause and let time pass so we can see if there are any events that pop up. Happy Heartwarming Eve and Happy New Year. That's a lore event. Or flavor event. With a unique art as well. In general, this mod is just absurdly impressive. Like, look at this unique focus tree here as well. Wunderwaffe, so I'm guessing these are, these are your German equivalent. You can see that from the artwork as well on the Steam Workshop page, which is absurd because you see these, like, you know, you see My Little Pony people in Stahlhelms and German Wehrmacht uniforms, and you're like, what the fuck is going on in this mod? Well, hopefully I think I've made that a bit more clear to you. There's a war already going on here. But yeah, I hope I've made that a little bit more clear to you, and at least it's become a little bit more clear to me what's going on in this mod. It's strange, it's kind of cursed, but honestly, it's really, really, really impressive. So if you want to check this out, coup in Lake City. Wild Tree attempted coup against the government. The rebels managed to assassinate several key government officials. Yeah, this is not the kind of stuff you'd expect to read in anything with the My Little Pony brand on it. This is how democracy dies. Yeah, either way, if you're interested in checking out this mod, it's going to be in the description alongside a bunch of social media contact information if you would like to contact me or reach people in the community. There's a link to the Discord, my Twitter, my Twitch, where I stream every now and then, my Patreon, where you can support me, and so on and so forth. And yeah, this mod, awesome. I don't rate mods, but like, I think this and Kaiserreich are tied in terms of like the most impressive mod on the workshop. I'm still going to say though, Kaiserreich is still my favorite mod. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. If you got any suggestions for any other mods I should check out, any other videos of this sort, please leave them in the comments. And if you've got any sort of extra info to share, because, you know, I'm not very well versed in the lore of this universe, please also post that in the comments. And that's about it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.